Hello, this is Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments. Lord willing, every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time, we'll come to you with Ministry Moments. Go to Ministry Moments YouTube and find Bob Gray Sr. and subscribe. That way you'll get this every week of the world, 3 o'clock Central Time, Texas time, and we'll get that to you. So do that. And by the way, solvechurchproblems.com. Don't miss out on that. There's so much material there. One thing I'm excited about is that question and answers, over 3,000 questions and answers there. And write me a question. I'll be glad to answer it. And who knows, you may make the website. But solvechurchproblems.com. Subscribe to that. I do a weekly article, blog, is that what you call it? And then we're trying to get our stuff moved from Tennessee down to Florida. We'll be able to get all those old sermons and get that revitalized, get that going. But we're revamping the website. So be patient with us, will you please? And we'll get it done. We got to keep improving things, don't we? Okay, this is Ministry Moments, Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time. So let me talk to you today about honing leadership skills. Honing leadership skills. I believe that everybody's worth a certain number. And that's your capacity. You go to an elevator, says so many people. A restaurant says so many people. In some cases, so much weight on it. But everybody has certain leadership skills. And every staff member that I ever had, I had 7 assistant pastors. They were all worth a number. Everybody's worth a number. The capacity. So we would go to pastor school, to learn what the house learned, and then to work on things that need to be worked on. And he wasn't very shy about it, and told us what he felt like we need to work on. He traveled 52 weeks and then come home and analyzed it and said, okay, what can we do to improve this? They're like a coach at halftime. It's funny to me. You'll call guys like me and Jack, I'm not in the same category, but I'm just saying Lee Robertson and so on, Lester Roloff and all that. Say, well, those guys are Jim Joneses. Well, you never call Nick Saban a Jim Jones. You never call that coach as Jim Jones, and he uses bad language. Now, I'm just saying that we need to all of us need to hone our leadership skills so that we can handle more and do more and be more effective. Okay, here we go. Honing leadership skills. Number 1, master time management. Master time management. It's like a warehouse. There's only so much square feet, and you're going to stack it so high. That's it. You're limited. Well, what's your warehouse? 168 hours. So 168 hours in the week, and you can only put so much into it. But you better organize it and stack things up and put them in order if you want to be able to become and to handle more. You want to handle more and provide more leadership than you have today. You want to provide it tomorrow. And you've got to hone these leadership skills. That's why I would reread Dr. Jack Hyles' books every year. I would reread John Rice. I know he used the amplified version, but Brother Hyles told me one time at breakfast, he said, if he were alive today, he'd be King James only. He was too smart. He walked with God too close, not to be. And so master time management and realize that time is an event. Don't look at it as the Sunday school hour. It's a Sunday school event. Don't look at it as the preaching hour. It's a preaching event. And so everything was unique. Everything was just what would be needed for the moment to complete the entire picture, not just for that moment, but for that week or for that lifetime. Okay, so master time management. Understand the element of time in your life. Number 2, learn to delegate. Learn to delegate. I would start out by looking for laymen who fall in love with bus kids or fall in love with keeping the buildings up, a carpenter or somebody that comes along and says, look, we need to repaint this. We need to do this. He has a heart for it. But you need to look to those that God brings to you, mutual faith, and believe like you believe, love like you love, and care like you care, and then learn to delegate. And I would start out with good, solid laymen. We had Jack Lewis when I was up north. He was a one-legged deacon, but he took care of the maintenance on the buses. I think we had 5 buses. We ran 3 of them, but he kept them up. And we'd get snow, and that snow would blow, and Jack would be out there. Now, my wife and I would take salamander heaters on Saturday night and put them out to keep everything warm, so that when it came time to crank them up on Monday morning, we did that. But Jack kept the buses going. God bless him. So we're talking about honing leadership skills. Master time management. Put your life on paper. 168 hours. Give yourself some breathing room in there on that schedule, but make sure you have the 168 hours accounted for. Number 2, learn to delegate. Oh, I could name you some pastors, great preachers and great pastors, but they can't give anything to anybody. God bless them. I know one fella, he's been through 10 men. They always do something wrong. Well, they're never going to do it like you do it, but that's your job, to help them to reach their potential. You've got to learn to delegate. You have to. It's number 1. And they're not going to do it like you would do it. That's the reason you're the pastor, and they're not. Number 1, master time management. Number 2, learn to delegate. Number 3, ask for 5 solutions for every problem. When they come to you and they say, preacher, what am I going to do about this? Look at them and say, well, give me 5 options. Give me 5 solutions. And then I would very kindly say, don't ever bring me a problem again without 5 solutions. You're the expert. I want you to be the expert. I want you to be more of an expert in that area than I am. I want you to be. That's my desire. I want you to be. So who else is better to give me options? Now, as far as the problem's concerned, if you're a pastor, you create more problems than you can solve. That's just part of being a pastor. So when they bring a problem to you, then ask them, look, I want you to think, and I want you to pray, and I want you to seek out 5 solutions. Number 4, meet weekly with your leaders. Meet weekly with your leaders. It's so important. A lot can happen, and they're constantly learning, and they're constantly putting some skills in their toolbox, and you're helping them. By meeting them weekly, they're able to tell you what's going on, give you some solutions so you can choose. At the end of my meeting, every time I had a meeting, I would say to them, now, what do you owe me now? We're done. Half hour's over. And I say, what do you owe me? And I write it down at the bottom of that. I had a folder like this. On the left, I stapled all of their duties that we had agreed on before they got started. And on the right was a blank piece of paper. And I had things at the top that they said that they owed me from the last meeting. And that's kind of a checklist. And I would go down that. When I finished my meeting, and I got down to the end, I would, because we discussed different things, and I would say, okay, what do you owe me now? What do you owe me? And they would say, well, I promised I would take care of this. So I would write that down. And then I would say to them, what do I owe you? What do I owe you? Because in this interaction, I've said, I'll do this to try to help you with whatever problem it is. So I've got the end, I've got to say, what do you owe me? Then I would say, what do I owe you? All right, meet weekly. Number 5, operate by principle, not personality. Operate by principle, not personality. They may drive you crazy, but that doesn't matter. You can't go by personality. Let's face it. There's some people you just naturally like, some people that you're suspicious of, and some people you don't know if you like them or not yet, but you're commanded to love everybody. So you have no choice there. I preached a sermon one time, Jesus likes you. I need to resurrect that and preach it again. Now, so you got to operate by principle, not personality. Here's what I've learned about staff people. They're either oriented, principle oriented, or passion oriented. When I say principle oriented, but they want to make sure that they cross every T, dot every I, and those are usually financial people. Passion or purpose oriented are those that got to get the job done. I don't care what it costs. I don't care what I charge to get it done. I've got to get these buses rolling. I've got to get this. And these two are going to clash. because one's going to say about the principle oriented, is going to say about the passion or purpose oriented person, I kind of don't care if this thing sinks or not. We got to pay the bills. They can't do that. They don't really care. And the one over here is saying, well, the bookkeeping department, they're trying to keep me from doing my job. And no, they're trying to keep us from being broke and solvent. It wants to be solvent, not insolvent. So you got to lead by principle and got to understand the people working for you. I had one time over 100 people working for me, and you got to understand. You've got to be able to look and see who's principle oriented, who's purpose oriented or passion oriented, and be able to help both of them to work to understand each other. That's why I have staff devotion every morning. And I would ask one of the staff men to do it for a month. Then I would come in back in Thursday morning and Friday morning, and I would do the staff devotion Thursday morning, Friday morning. Okay, we're talking about honing leadership skills. Number one, master time management. Number two, learn to delegate. Number three, ask for 5 solutions for every problem. Get them to thinking. Number 4, meet weekly with leaders. What do I owe you? What do you owe me? And have that checklist from the last meeting of things they said that they would do, and have it in writing. Next, operate by principle, not personality. Number 6, text. You're wasting too much time on the phone. Text. You can text, get an answer, move on. Text, get an answer, and move on, because you've got that weekly meeting. But in between, take advantage of texting. Next, have a daily to-do list. Every morning you wake up, there ought to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are things I have got to get done today. We're talking about honing your leadership skills. You've got to have check it off as you get it done. Then if it's something you don't get done, then do it, put it on the top for the next morning. You got that? All right. So have a daily to-do list. Number 8, inspect what you expect. Inspect what you expect. If you have expected something from the bus director, then okay, walk up to the bus barn. Go up there and take a good look around. We had beautiful facility, 15,000 square foot bus barn, had 47 buses, 40 bus routes. Oh, it was, and 3 mechanics working. It was something. But I always went by to check on that, check on the preschool, check on the regular school, the bus kids school and college and all of that, and check on all of that. But inspect what you expect. Don't just expect it to be done. And then you come to the meeting, and all of a sudden they say, no, I didn't get that done. Well, you should have suspicioned that before you even got into it. And I always like the positive, negative, positive approach in dealing with people. They're good people. They wouldn't be working for you. Who can work for you? Anyway, I wouldn't work for me. But start out with something positive, then deal with what you got to deal with, and then end up with hope. We're going to be okay. This is going to be fine. I don't care how bad it looks. We're going to find. We will live. There will be a tomorrow. We will live till tomorrow. Well, that's honing leadership skills and master time management, learn to delegate, ask for 5 solutions for every problem, meet weekly with leaders, operate by principle, not personality. Okay, well, you like them or don't like them. Don't do that. You're commanded to love them. And then text. Yes, don't waste time. Have a daily to-do list. And then inspect what you expect. God bless you. Ministry Moments. Hey, join us every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time. Not long, but thought-provoking, and maybe punch that reset button a little bit. So we'll see you every Friday. And go to Ministry Moments YouTube and subscribe. Bob Gray Sr. and subscribe. 3 o'clock Central Time every Friday. And fresh and up to date. Hey, by the way, tomorrow's Soul Preparation Day for the Lord's Day. We got to get with it. Line some people up. Get 5 lined up by Saturday night to come with you on Sunday. Converts come with you on Sunday and see what happens. Huh? God bless you. We'll see you next week.